I got another station wagon.
You had to get one that was 25 years old, though.
I told them 4 o'clock. It's already 3:30.
Oof. I mean...
Your car? It's never all gonna fit.
Told ya.
Merry Christmas, baby. You're a fire and I'm burning. Merry Christmas, baby. It's alright.
Well, years in the making, we have the 2008 base Mini Cooper review. Thanks to Sam for supplying this vehicle. So, we just got onto one of my favorite roads around here, and I don't think Sam's been in this car before when I actually hustled it a little bit. So, you might not dig so much of this, but I'm gonna talk about why I like this car so much. So, I have always been surprised by how much I enjoy driving a base of the base model automatic Mini Cooper. In fully automatic mode, it hunts around quite a bit. It'll downshift aggressively to kind of keep you in the power band.
I hate it.
Which,
We'll get to that.
with like 120 horsepower, I know why they did it. It's to keep you in the power band, basically. But it does make it feel lurchy. It makes it feel kind of jerky, which you can kind of attest to.
Ugh, I hate it.
Like coming from a stop, it can be like delayed sometimes. So it's a transmission that's kind of love or hate it. There's negatives and pluses. It's pretty responsive. Like I'm using the paddles now and like it's not great, it's not modern, but it gets the job done enough where you'll actually want to use it. But obviously the star of this car is the handling. I mean, immediately we are just like on a go-kart track. This turns your favorite back road into a go-kart track. It's hilarious. Like it's hunkered down, it's stable.
This feels crazy.
And the grip is even crazy. I mean, you look at these tires, they're tiny, and yet, I mean, you can really put obviously all the power down. You've got 120 horsepower, but you can just toss this thing around. And the stability is just like pretty spectacular, honestly. Like I haven't driven it this quickly before on a fun road, and it is so satisfying. Like, I cannot believe that this thing is as fun as it is. I say this with all cars of like a certain form factor. I love that you have so much room in your lane to kind of place the thing. How you doing?
Grabbing my hand.
The steering is sharp. There's great feedback. I don't know if this is hydraulic or electronically assisted. But oh my God, you can just hustle this thing. Like, come on, we're gonna come in kind of hot. There we go.
No! There was a sharp cliff there.
A cliff?
There was a sharp cliff jutting out of the road.
Oh my God. Oh, you're gonna hate this. Whee! I'll put it this way. If you haven't been considering a base R56 just because I don't have the money for an S, but I don't want the base, like you might want to go drive it on like a nice section of tight back road. It's not fast, it's not powerful, but it is so much fun. Dynamically, it's really, really solid, which it was such a pleasant surprise for me. I mean, every time that I like borrow this car, I end up driving it kind of like an ass. Because it's like long enough between every time that I borrow it that I'm like, oh, this thing's so much fun.
And he does not usually drive like an ass.
No, well. It feels more like a real car than something like a Fiat. Like the 500 Abarth is as fun and kind of quirky and whimsical as those cars are. They feel like toys, and like the seating position, you feel like you're in a little box truck. It's a compromised car, whereas this is just a pretty normal car.
Yeah, I was surprised when I first got into it because while it does feel kind of small and go-karty, it still feels like a car. Like there's a lot more room in it than you would think looking in.
So we've talked about the stuff that I like, obviously, which is, I mean, pretty simplistic. I like that it is a little go-kart and it's so much fun to drive. But I don't live with the car, so like, what's some of the stuff that you like about the car?
Well, as a person who drives cars simply to drive them as a way to and from different locations and not for like pleasure driving.
Straight transportation.
So that's my perspective on it, okay? I wrote a list.
She's brought notes.
I do enjoy the go-kart-like handling.
So
that
we agree
is
on
something that I got into after you pointed it out to me. And I said, wow, it does.
Well, I remember when you first got it, like in that first couple weeks, you would like text me every once in a while and be like, I was going 90 on the highway.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
As we mentioned before, it goes faster than you think it's going, kind of. And so I came from a very crappy old Chevy Tracker before, and you really had to punch it to get it to move.
Yeah.
And so when I started driving this car, I would go on the highway and accidentally just look at the speedometer and I would be doing 90.
Another explanation for that is this has some of that like refinement and hidden, like, or the way that it hides speed, like a BMW does almost. Like, I've owned 3 Series and 5 Series where like you look down and go, oh great, I'm doing 95. And like you didn't notice it just because it hides the speed so well.
So my car specifically, it's in the pepper white with the black roof and the black stripes and everything. And I love this color.
I think in the right color combination, which I would call this one of the correct ones, these are kind of timeless cars. I feel like this is going to age better than some of the new ones.
You stated how much you love how it shifts and everything.
Yes.
And I hate it because I don't want to notice the car shifting. Like, just as a regular driver, not an auto enthusiast, I don't care about the car shifting. Like, I don't want to notice.
I think if I was being more critical of it, I agree with you. Like, it shouldn't shift the way that it does,
like,
really.
It lurches sometimes.
Yeah. A base automatic car should not shift like this. There's no need for it to.
So this car actually, for the first time ever, made me interested in, you know, like a certain kind of car and like a brand of car. I really like minis now. And my next car is for sure gonna be a Mini, an S. I don't know, I just want a faster one now. Like, obviously I didn't enjoy when Zach was driving extremely fast back there.
I love that you have so...
I'm feeling a little car sick. But I like driving quicker, but not like that, not like that. And I do drive pretty quickly in this car. I don't like being a passenger. It's fine having a base, of course, but once you get into the culture, kind of embarrassed when an S parks next to you, because you know, I always feel like they're parking next to me like, oh, it's another Mini, and then they're like, oh, it's just a base. It's just a base.
Base auto. Well, if you made it this far into the video, then obviously you must have liked something about it. If you want to be a part of helping make videos like this possible, like Sam here, I get cars through people offering them up, basically. So if you have a car in the New England-ish area, especially Connecticut, and you would like it featured in a video, you want some cool B-roll of your car, let me know in the comments or shoot me a DM on Instagram and we can make something happen. How are you feeling?
About what?
Your sickness.
Oh.